Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be talking about Dave Chappelle, how the woke mob decided to cancel his show, and then he decided to move to a different venue and prosper because let's just say majority of people probably, I would say, wanted to see him instead of the very small amount of percent of people that actually didn't want him there and probably didn't pay for the tickets or anything because they don't really go and support that stuff. They kind of can't because they normally don't really have money, or they do have money and they're so privileged that they don't even realize the world around them because privilege. I kind of want to send these people, every last one of these people that want to cancel others, I would like them to go to Russia. I would like them to go to China. Hell, let's send them to North Korea. Because we all know if we send them there, they won't like it one bloody bit. Not at all. Because they're very communistic. They're destroying the lives of their own people by locking down banks. And this is in China, by the way. And Russia is not very SJW at all. And if you go to North Korea, have fun saying anything. No, I'm serious. Really have fun saying anything. Because we all know you'll probably be murdered on the spot, or probably just put in an indoctrination camp, which they are. These people don't realize what they have, because they're too privileged. They had a life of luxury and joy, and they don't realize the actual true evil that they are, or they do know the true evil that they are, and then which makes them even more evil. So, be as it may, let's get right into the article. Theater Caves cancels Dave Chappelle hours before show. We know there are some who will not agree with this decision, and there are many who do not agree with this decision because you listen to the very minority of people because you're a lunatic. Don't worry though, I'll be sure to blast your entire company over this because I sure as hell do know I don't want you guys existing anymore. Maybe because I'm tired of the woke bullshit. I'm tired of this BS that just constantly keeps on happening to people. Now, I don't want anybody's voice being shut out, banned, removed, whether it's the leftist or the right for that matter. Freedom of speech, and it's very powerful, and we should honestly have it to keep it. However, when we have people actively removing others for their right to speak, then that becomes a problem, and that should be immediately revoked. So I want companies like this to fail, so we can get companies that actually give a shit, which is not a lot, by the way, but there will be companies that will rise, that will actually, like the fans, or at least show that you slightly care about them, but we all know that that's a long time breathing. Iconic music venue, First Avenue, caved to backlash on Thursday, canceling comedian Dave Chappelle's show hours before his performance was stated to start. The venue located in Minnesota has reportedly been receiving backlash for planning to host Chappelle. The comedian leans left, but he has refused to play the politically correct game with his material, specifically when it comes to radical gender theory. Well, see, here's the thing. When they lean left, that doesn't really matter because, anything that is not woke enough gets eaten alive. That's kind of how the reality is. And when he goes out and calls out the trans community because they actively hated him, calling him transphobic for calling out what they actually did to their own kind that actually liked somebody that they did not agree with, yeah, that's kind of the reason itself. You guys, your community did that, by the way. I'm not going to say all trans people because I don't think all trans people are like that. But the very unhinged, the far left, the insanity ones, those ones that actively went out and talked crap about his friend, and he talked about it and explained exactly what happened, yeah, they didn't like that. They didn't like that because it exposed on their evil tree and how they actually are as people. Because they don't want to be ousted by this evil group of people. They want to be seen as kind and happy. when in reality, they're probably the most evil, vile group of people I've ever imagined. And this is not what I'm talking about, the actual normal trans people, by the way, that just want to live their lives and go on about their day. I'm talking about the evil ones, the far left ones that are completely insane, completely unhinged, want to go after your kids, and don't care about anybody else's freedom of speech besides their own. And decides to remove people from existence by completely bashing them. No, but you guys don't like that. The reason why you guys don't like that, as I stated before, is because it makes you paint in a bad light. And you just really don't like being painted in a bad light. Well, guess what, fellas? Reality's coming to catch you. And, one day it's gonna happen. One day you're gonna touch someone's kids. And then, that may be the end for you. Because what you don't seem to realize is, once you do that somebody does not agree with at all to what you do, and you try to take this innocent child for yourself by doing sexual things, then you will be lucky if the parent does not find you first. Because we know the cops won't do anything. But the parents, you'd be lucky to survive. Anywho. The venue, located in Minnesota, has reported receiving backlash for planning to host the Chappelle. As I said before, we hear you. First Avenue posted via social media on Thursday evening. The Dave Chappelle show tonight at First Avenue has been canceled and is moving to the Varsity Theater. The statement said, adding apologies to staffers. We know we must hold ourselves to the highest standards. Not so high, apparently. It looks like this could be pretty low. And we know we let you down. Then you continued. We're not just a black box with people in it, and we understand that First Avenue is not just a room, but a meaningful beyond our walls. Incorrect. The First Avenue team and you have worked hard to make our venues the safest spaces in the country. And we will continue with that mission. The statement said, we believe in diverse voices and the freedom of artistic expression, but in honoring that, we lost sight of the impact this would have. The theater added, we know there are some who will not agree with the decision. You are welcome to send feedback. And feedback you are getting. Let's take a look at the comments, shall we? We believe in diverse voices, except the voices we don't agree with. My friends in Ukraine had to go to a bomb shelter during dinner today. I don't see this level of outrage for that. This one person that's actually a lunatic and goes for abortion, so anybody after the abortion sticker is automatically going to be seen far left to me, because that's all, because they're pretending to be much evil. They go on to say, thank you for recognizing how harmful this booking was. I hope you will try to repair some of the damage that was done and try to rebuild trust with the trans community and allies, which nobody really agrees with. Thank you for listening, doing the right thing eventually. Hopefully more will be put into some bookings in the future. Thank you for rating the right call on this one, which is Scott Haynes. Imagine turning away the greatest stand-up comic in history because people who didn't buy tickets to the show were upset. Notice how this guy's not being shown, but these guys are for agreeing with them, and they will have just a fraction of the amount of likes that this guy has. Again, same thing. This guy couldn't compete with because I have 16.7 thousand. Already got immediately ratioed. How many of you criticizing First Avenue for making a choice as a business, but also applauded a bakery for refusing to bake a cake for gay people? This person says, First Avenue made its choice based on its workers and the protests of others. The bakery, which is a Christian family business, made its choice based on their beliefs. It's a big difference. Assist people, stop sharing your opinions on this challenge and possible nation of crybabies. City Watson. George Caitlin talked about punching down in the interview once and how comedians generally aren't really supposed to do that. I saw Chappelle's act in April. The entire first act is just him shitting on trans people, not laughing with them, laughing at them, punching down. Incorrect. Because he was sharing a story of what is going on in his what was going on to his friend that happened to be trans, and she ended up killing herself because of the trans community completely going after her because she was talking with Dave Chappelle. That's the reason why. That's what happened. The trans community did this. We rely for diverse voices and freedom of expression, which is why we are denying an artist of a different viewpoint his freedom of expression. So, you kind of get the idea. Some people are agreeing with this, which is the trans community, but which is a very small minority of people, which is just on Twitter. And then you have people that are actively just being clinically insane. It's alright though, because he already found a new venue and he's gonna be doing good. So I would suspect that this company that's gonna do very well and they're probably gonna regret it. So we'll see how everything goes, right? He was dropped by the by first venue. We'll make sure to have this posted up here exactly to see what you guys will have. And he's going, and as you can see here, he went to the Varsity Theater. And they end up to the Varsity Theater, and they end up selling out. So, as you can see, it's kind of funny that they do this because they only hurt themselves. Well, I will have to say this. Fuck you, First Avenue. You deserve everything that you get. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.